Waiting on a few more people to get on here. We're going to talk about the coupon code, which is actually in the description. If you want to go ahead and go to the site, you can use that coupon now. That's good through midnight tonight. And get a couple more things going on here, and then I will get started. I made a video last night, and it was deleted. YouTube's changed a few things, so I wasn't able to do what I wanted. Bear with me here 1 minute. We're going to get YouTube has changed things to where it makes you go live immediately, which is not always good. I like to see have everything set up before I go live, but they have changed it since I've done this. So we're going to talk about the online courses. I have several in there for options and futures, and a lot of people are working full-time jobs, and it's hard for them to day trade. So for them to use the scalping course that we have is somewhat hard for them. And because scalping, I mean, you have to be watching it all the time. You can't walk away from it. You got to be there. And sometimes that scalp will go all day long, but sometimes it's not. Most often that scalp is going to be within, say 5 minutes or so. Maybe 10, but usually within about 5 minutes your scalp is going to be over. So lately I have been doing a lot of swing trading because I have been out of town, and I've been out of town the last 2 months more than I have been at in my house, and it's been frustrating. I've had some to deal with some issues with my mom. She's in bad health, and we're trying to take care of her, and I'm the only one that can do it. I'm 500 miles away. So I have been going back and forth, so I went ahead and started doing some more swing trading, and I've been talking to our Discord group about what we've been doing, and I've been making money with it. There's some in there that have been swing trading quite a bit and making a whole lot of money, and so I think it was time to make a course on how you can swing trade. And what you want to do is go into the SpyMoneyLLC.com, and up at the top there's a training course, or you can click this one here. Once you go here, you click on purchase courses here, and these are the courses I have available right now. The newest one I have is this one, how to swing trade naked options while working full-time job. This is the one that I'd say probably 95 or 98% of the people would want, because most people have jobs and don't trade full time. So doing this one, you can actually make a lot of money. I show how to do it. I actually give examples. I use the on-demand feature in Thinkorswim platform to show you how to buy the option, which option to buy, why you're buying that option, and how to watch it and know when you should be selling it. Now, if you don't know anything about options, you could do this one, but you really need to know about options. And we have one that is let's see here, how to trade equity naked options. This one. This is where I would start out. If you don't know anything about options, I go over the Greeks, and the Greeks is like, if you've ever heard the words theta, intrinsic value, gamma, vega, delta, there's implied volatility. I go over every bit of that in detail of what all that means and how it affects the options, and also how to buy the option as far as what you're actually doing with it. And I use the Thinkorswim platform. It works on any platform that you trade with. You can use The Robinhood, I use Robinhood right now for my swing trading because it's free. If you're scalping, Robinhood is not the one for you because it's too hard to get in and out. But if you're doing swings, then Robinhood is fine. You can deal with the negatives of it. I do like the Thinkorswim platform better. It's much easier to get in and out of an option. You can see the profit and loss a lot better. But it does cost you some money. I'm paying 55 cents, will be $1.10 both ways per contract. So, you know, if you buy 20 contracts, which I do at times, sometimes I buy more, sometimes I buy 100. So if you're buying 100 contracts, then that's going to be, you know, over $100 just for the trade. Where with Robinhood, it's going to be free. So again, if you're scalping, Robinhood is not very friendly. It's too many steps to get in and out of a trade. Whereas Thinkorswim, it's very easy to do, especially if doing SPY. SPY is usually within a penny or two on the option, so you can just hit a market order and get in and out really quick. So, but we go over all that in this scalping equity and future options. Now, if you're doing future options or you're doing equity options, this course will work for you on scalping, and it goes over the indicators I use, how I look at those indicators, and how to use those in order to know when the best time to get in and out of it is. If you are looking for futures, we have future options and we have future contracts. Future contracts is like trading a stock. Like if you're trading Apple and you're buying it at $150 and you're wanting to sell it at $155, it's a future contract is about the same in the sense that you're trading by the dollar amount. Future options they're very similar to the equity naked options, but the future options, there's more to it that you need to know about than there is with the equity options. So these are two different courses here. If you're looking, you know, if you're going to trade future options, it's going to cost you a lot more money out of pocket to trade these than it is up here. But the one thing about the future options is you pay less tax. So if you're trading future options, you're going to be paying the first 60% of your profits. You pay a lower fee than you do on the equity options. So your taxes are going to be less on your future options than they are equity options. Same thing goes with trading stock. If you trade a regular stock, you're going to be on ordinary income, depending on how you have your business set up. And then on futures, you're going to be paying a lower amount on the first 60%, and then the last 40% you pay, you know, like your ordinary income. So I won't get into the tax basis on that, but you do pay less taxes on futures. So futures is really the best way. It's harder, but it's the better way for less taxes, and you can make a lot more money with it. We also have Learn to Chart Like a Pro. Learn to Chart Like a Pro is how to chart like I do. And if I go back into here, let's see here, there we go. So if I go into the Thinkorswim platform, and let's just look at, let's just take ES for instance. This is a 1 minute chart. It's trading right now. It's actually open, and I've scalped gold earlier last night. I didn't trade any this morning, but I did scalp gold last night, made some, and I made quite a bit on silver last night as well. But to give you an idea of the ES, which is S&P 500, so /ES right here, that is the future of S&P 500. And if you notice this is on a weekly chart, and I have a trend line drawn that's in a wedge pattern, and with this you can see that it hit the tops right through here, it hit right here. Let's zoom this in. We hit there, that was back in February. I called this one. I didn't call all the way down, but I called that we're going to pull back here, and then I also called this pull back here where we hit this. Now I'm hoping that this will actually come up and bounce and hit it again. That's what I'm hoping for tonight, and I think it will, based on the candle that we have. I believe it will. If we go back to a 4-hour chart and look at that, you can see that's starting to come back up. I don't know if it will hit all the way up here, but I think that it will probably come up to run through here, which is around the 3,500 mark, and then it may sell off again. I'm hoping that it will actually go back up and retest this other trend that we have drawn. So when we go back into this one, you can see that we have this trend line coming down through there, and actually this one needs to be adjusted a little bit. Depends on the time frame you have it on, how it works. But the courses that we have will actually teach you how to chart like this. It allows you to draw the Fibonacci lines, your trend lines, channels, support resistance lines, the zones, and how you can use your indicators to kind of help with that. But it's mainly more of charting this out without an indicator. So if we took all these indicators out, let's see, on this one here, so if we went through here and just took all these out, that's what you're left with. You're only going to be left with the candles. That's all you have. So if you just have candles and no indicators, how are you going to know what to do with it? So that's what we do, is we teach how to look at these candles and decide what they're going to do. For instance, if you get a double bottom or a double top, if you get a double bottom, which is this right here, so zoom that in, you got a double bottom right here, and that's a bullish sign when you're at the bottom. You've also got this one, which is a hammer, and that's a hammer is a sign for a bullish trend as a reversal pattern. So when you get a hammer at the bottom of a bearish drop, then that is very bullish. So, and you've got several of these long wicks in here, and those long wicks are called bottoming tails. Those long wicks are signs that we have a lot of buyers that have pushed this up. So your body is where the main part of the trading is, and your wicks is where it went up but it shot down real fast. So we go over things like that, go over some different candles in it to help you understand what you're actually looking at. Like if you look over here, you can see we have a bottom, double bottom there. Well, a double bottom is a good sign that it's going to go up. So that's some things I go over in the charting course. If we go into, say, SPY, for instance, a lot of people trade SPY, including me. And if we go back over into the option chain, and then when we look at the option chain, this is all confusing, to most people that don't understand options, and you don't really know what to buy. So if we just open up this one, for instance, and we come in, you see all of these options in here, and you're like, which one do I buy? It's very confusing. I go over kind of a step-by-step what all this stuff means, and when you look at it now, it looks very confusing, but after taking the course and when you look at it, it actually makes very good sense, and you can find an option just in seconds. It won't take you long at all. So all these numbers will actually make sense, and you'll know what to do with them. Where we have puts over here, we have calls over here. A lot of people don't understand the difference between a call and a put. Call thinks you're going up, puts think you're going down. So we go over those in the course as well. But when we look at the expiration, it's just like, which expiration do I pick? Again, I go over all that in the courses, depending on which one you go with, and also as far as how to scalp that course or that underlying. So if you go into a 5-minute chart, how do you scalp this? What do you do with it? Of course, SPY is not moving right now because it's not trading, as far as the market's not trading with it. But if you go into the ES, it'll tell you how should you be trading this. So what you do is go ahead and put in different indicators, and I've got different ones that I set up. Like this one's for charting. I put a couple indicators on there just to be able to see what's going on with it. But I also have another one that uses the TTM squeeze. So this one changes things around, and I go over a lot of this stuff in the Discord group that we have. I have it's right now it's currently at $40 a month. It's not very much, and we go over charts and so forth in that, and also have call outs. So with the call outs, we're each, every time that we buy or sell something, we're putting it in a channel to where everybody can see it. You can decide if you would want it. Now, right now, to me, it looks like ES is going to go ahead and rally the rest of today and probably on Tuesday. Now, it may go ahead and sell off again, but I just don't think it will. I think we're done with the sell-off. And if we come down and mark this right here, so we're hitting that one, hitting here, 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 and we broke out of this trend, and we're above the pivot. So that's a good sign we're going up. The squeeze is broke, you can see right there. This is a 1 hour chart too, so it's going up. Our divergence, I'll show you what divergence is here. Easiest way to do divergence is, see this green line coming down? Well, that's the line of the stock. Actually, let me take it off of here and show you on this other one. It makes it easier to understand, easier to see. So if you have ES, and if this is coming down, but you're coming up on your MACDs and so forth, let me go back to a 1 hour. Shows it better. So this is all coming down, but down here we are coming up. So if I draw this trend line, you can see we were down here, and now we're coming up. And then this one here, we were down there, now we're coming up. So when your indicators are going up, but your stock is coming down, your underlying is coming down, that's called divergence. And when you see that opposite direction, that is a reversal sign. So if this is coming down and these are going up, that means that we're going to go ahead and come up. So the way it is right now, this is not a very good trend at all because we only have 2 points there. But this is kind of the general direction that we're going. Now, where will it go up here is hard to say at this time. If you do a Fibonacci, if you come into here and then come down to there, then this kind of gives you an idea. This is probably a goal. We got our 200 there, so more than likely, we're probably going to come right on through here, this area, and then it'll probably pull back a little bit, and then hopefully go right back up and not come back down. There's a good chance this will come up and hit there and then pull right back down, but let's just hope that we have a good continual rally coming up through there. So that would be good. I know a lot of people have calls right now. I'd like to, and including me, and I'd like to see this come back up and have a good rage, and that way we can unload some calls and then decide what to do. Now here's another one, and I teach how to do this stuff as far as how to figure out where we think this is going to go. As you can see, we have this Fibonacci circle that is the last, every time it comes down and gets close to that, we'll run right up that, and now we've come down, busted through. Now we're coming back up, so I believe that Hess will come right up to there. So if Hess comes up to there, then I've got calls that I bought on Friday. So I bought my calls rolling through here, and so I was green right before the end of the day. At the end of the day, it dropped down a little bit. But I was green until it dropped down, so I think I'm down like maybe 1% or 2% or so. But I didn't buy it for Friday. I bought it for a longer duration, which I think that if we come back to a 4 hour, so I would say probably on 9/11 or so is probably when we'll reach here, 9/10, 9/11, and so this is this will be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So we're looking Thursday or Friday. I think this will actually climb up to there. Now, why do I think it's going to be up here? Well, that goes back to our charting. We have our 618 Fibonacci. 618 is probably the best Fibonacci that you'll know about. That is what I call green. It's where the money is, and that's why it's green. Our blue one is kind of a cooler stage, and that's why it's blue. But it could easily come right up to here and then bounce back down. we have our 200 on the 4-hour right there. There's a good chance that it will just come up to that point and stop. If we go into the 1 day, you can see that on the 1 day, this is coming straight down. So it could easily come to right here and bounce, but as you can see, it bounced through here and come up. I think it'll actually come back up to right here. So that's how I teach on the charting course. So going back to the charting, and let's see, so going back to the charting course, whenever you decide which one you want, again, the coupon code is in the bottom. It is 15 off all course, and when you type that in, like if you went to this one, this is my brand new one, and if you enroll, you put your coupon code right here. So when you type that in, then you just type in the 15 off all course, and you can let's see. Oh, I typed it in wrong. There we go. Well, that should come on. I'm gonna have to fix that. Let's see. Maybe it's courses. I don't think it was, but I'm gonna have to go in there and find it. Sorry about that, guys. I'll update the 15 off on there here in just a minute, and where you can have it. But that's where you put your coupon. It's supposed to work right now. I don't know why it's not. I'm sure that's what my coupon was. Let me go back in and check it again. Let's see here. Online courses. Off any course. Sorry, that's what it was. So I gotta get my courses right. So it's 15 off any course. There you go. And that brings the $29.85 off the course. And I need to make sure that that is correct on our YouTube here. Let's see, edit. There we go. So I saved that. So now it's changed in the setting. So you'll have 15 off any course. You can use that, like I said, on any single course that you want. Come down here, you can pay with a credit card. This is all secure. There's no issues whatsoever. I do not even see your information. So as far as paying for it is all 100% secure. We use an outside source for that. So I don't even run it. So as soon as you put this in and you buy it, you immediately get access, and you can start your course right then. If you come back, again, you can start with these. If you are new to options, I think personally I would do how to trade naked options. That's what I trade. They're directional options. And if you want to learn more about some other options, I give you information in it in order for you to find out how that you can trade like vertical spreads and so forth. I don't trade those namely because they are limited on what you can make. I'm pretty good with charting. I'm not saying I don't ever mess up, but I'm pretty good with charting, and I usually pick where, what direction it's going pretty good. So I always trade naked, and I lose on a few options here and there, but for the most part I'm very consistent about winning. And so I would take this one first, and then the second thing I would do is chart like a pro. You need to know how to chart in order to know direction. And once you learn how to chart and lay everything out, then you can go ahead and figure out what it is that you need to do as far as what direction. And then depending on which way you want, if you want to scalp, you can go into the scalping equity futures. But more people probably swing trade more than they do down here. And if you have a small account, then you have to do away with PDT. PDT will, which is pattern day trader, will not allow you to trade more than 3 out of 5 days as far as day trading. So if you swing trade, which means you buy it today, you sell it tomorrow or some other time in the future, is a swing trade. And honestly, you can make a lot of money swing trading, and I show how to do that in this course as far as the time frame. I use QQQ, SPY, Tesla, I use those as an example in there of how much you can make. So, hello Eric, how you doing, buddy? So it depends on what course you want as far as how you want to trade. I believe that, again, if you don't know anything about options, I would do this one first, and then the second one, you need to know what to do with that option as far as the direction. So you want to know how to chart, and then if you have a full-time job, then probably this one over here. So these top three are probably the ones you want, and again, you get 15% off any course that you buy. You can buy all 6 of them today and save 15% off each course, and that would help you out. If you're going to buy 3 of these courses today, send me an inbox either on Facebook or on my website. There's a contact form, and I will hook you up with a little better deal to where if you're going to buy 3, then I'll give you a little better discount if you're buying 3. So that's only if you ask me about it, and I will extend that through at the end of the day as well if you buy those 3. So I hope that helps you. We go over quite a bit. There's a lot of things in my website that will help you out. Our Discord group is, I really like our group. We have a good group of people, a lot of good traders, and do you know if the courses are tax deductible income tax time? Yes, Bruce, they are tax deductible depending on how you're set up. You have to make a certain amount of money in order to write off it as a business. You have to show that you are a full-time trader in order to do that. I am set up as a C Corp. So I have a C Corporation in Florida, and I have all my businesses are LLCs underneath that C Corporation, and by doing that, all the money funnels back to the C Corporation. Doing that, my C Corp pays 15% taxes, where if you are a sole proprietor or an LLC, then all that money gets turned into ordinary income. So then you pay ordinary income tax. So if you're used to paying 30% or 40% taxes, then that's what you're going to pay on those. But the way I have mine set up is I personally don't need money. All of the money that I make goes into my business, and my business buys more assets. Most people know that I am a person that buys property, and I pay cash for it, and then I own or finance it. So all the money that I make goes into buying those kind of properties. Everything I own, the business owns. So that's what I do. That may not work for you. So it really kind of depends on how you're set up in your business. And if you are not an LLC, I would advise you to at least do that over being a sole proprietor. And there's it's called a wash rule. So if you would say you bought a stock today and you lost $100 on it, and then you buy it again within the next 30 days, then you can't write off that $100. So, and that's a totally separate thing. If you Google more things about the wash rule, it'll help you understand it. Whereas if you are set up as a business, the wash rule is no longer in effect. So it's better for you. So, but if you're new to this, you're just trying to figure out what to do. But if I were you, I would at least do an LLC, if that were me, for this particular business, and call your trading a business. It's a lot easier to write things off and get through some of the rules that the IRS has. But again, every person's different with what they should do, and you should talk to your tax accountant, your CPA, and find out what you should do. I am not a CPA. I'm not giving advice on what you should do or anything like that. I know what works for me, and that's what I do. And I would advise you to talk to your CPA to make sure how you can write things off. But for the most part, you can write these off depending on how you're set up. So that would help you out. But going back to the Discord group, if you are in the LLC, then you would be able to write off your Discord group too, because it's training. And in the Discord group, we talk about, I do a lot of charting. I post those charts, give you an idea of what I think. last Wednesday, with everything that I saw, the metals were going down, VIX was coming up. I said that our market was getting ready to dip, and Wednesday night, it kept on going up, but Thursday at open, it tanked and tanked all the way through Friday. So I was right on that one. I actually called the one again, like I said earlier, in February, where the market was going to reverse, and everybody laughed at me. And it did reverse, but I didn't think it was going to reverse like it did. I never called the full reversal. I just thought it was going to, pull back like a couple of days and then take off, and which it never. It actually kept on tanking. So it's a matter of charting, and when you look at the chart, it was obvious that it was going to do it. If I come back to this, and if I look back at ES, if I go back to the weekly, this is where the market reversed. And if I had this weekly chart drawn out, which I didn't at the time, I would have known that when it hit here, it pulled back. But you can see it didn't pull all the way down. When it hit here, I mean, this was like a major crash. I mean, this was like, I think 30% or so. If I go back to it, so from here to there's 36% is what it fell. So 36% is a lot. Whereas right here, it pulled back to, actually I guess right here, it pulled back 12% there. So which is about what I thought would happen up here. I didn't think it would come all the way down. But it did, and I honestly thought it was going to come up here and then just go ahead and reverse and come back down the way the economy was. So I missed the full pullback here, and then I thought it was going to come back here, but it never. So, I'm not 100% accurate by no means, but usually if you start watching things, you can figure out what it's going to do. And this is an ascending, broadening wedge pattern. This is a bearish sign. So when you have one going up, it's real close down here, it's real far apart up here. That's ascending, broadening wedge pattern, and it will reverse on you eventually. It's always got to come back and hit. As you can see, it went way past this line right here. So that's what we go over in the courses, and teaching you how to try to see what it's going to do. We go over this in our chat on the Discord. By using the Discord, it's been really good for me. A lot of times other traders see things that I don't see, and vice versa. So the Discord is really good. There's some more stuff in here, testimonials, and vice versa. If you want to contact me, you click on the contact button, and I am the one that will get this, no one else. So if you send a message, I get it, and I'll be the one responding to you. Usually I respond pretty quick, depending on what time you send it. But if you have any questions or anything, let me know. Use that coupon code that we have down there, and get your courses today through midnight tonight. That coupon is good. I had it set up for the first 20 people yesterday, and we've actually sold quite a bit of courses. So I went ahead and put this one a little bit higher number, but go ahead and get it while you can. And the discount, if you have been thinking about it, right now is definitely the time to buy it. I don't always run coupons. I thought there's a lot of people asking about it on the fence of whether to buy or not, so I went ahead and put a coupon on there for everybody to do. So if you don't take advantage of it, then you miss the coupon. It ends at midnight tonight, and if you apply for it today, then you'll have it. If you, like I said, if you're going to buy 3 courses, let me know. I'll give you a little better coupon to get a little better discount if you're buying 3. So guys, I hope to see you in our Discord and maybe on your Facebook or whichever. Have any questions, let me know, and I will see y'all later. Have a good Labor Day celebration today. Hope you get lots of good food and see your family and so forth. Talk to y'all later.